injury. Everyone was looking at Ian Cullen. Did you know how he's pulled up off the track?
Yeah, it's been a long week for him. He hasn't done too much this week and didn't do too much again today. Very unlikely he'll play. I think he might have to do a bit of stuff tomorrow morning just to make sure. But I think it might be pretty unlikely for Ian.
What's the mood within the group? I mean, you obviously tried to move on from last year, but what's the mindset in your mindset?
Well, it's very similar to all the games we played last year before a game. There's always a bit of nervous energy around for round one, I reckon. I know I've got a few little butterflies floating around and there's a lot of excitement because it's a long pre-season and you just really want to get out there and especially it was a tough, long pre-season for us, a bit going on off-field obviously, so we're really looking forward to playing games and putting everything behind us.
You guys started so well last year. I think it's 6 or 7 of your first 8 games. How important is it to hit the ground running again?
Yeah, it's important every year. I think the more wins you can get on the board early, the more comfortable you feel later on in the season. You definitely don't want to be trying to catch up later in the year.
What are you expecting from the Bombers? Obviously they've got not just round one motivation, but I think they would feel like they've got a point to prove. What are you expecting from them?
Well, yeah, I definitely think they'll have that mindset. I think they'll just be very aggressive at the ball. I think they're just going to want to let their footy do their talking. I can't speak for them. I just think that's what they'll do, and we're going to be doing the same. It's just going to be all guns blazing for football. It's not going to be much talk anywhere else, I don't think.
The coach said he'd be disappointed if you made cheap shots about the situation. Is that off limits as far as the playing group's concerned?
Oh, look, we haven't spoken about it at all. I just don't think it's on players' mind at all. You've got too much to think about out there as it is. A lot of structures and stuff that always tick over in your mind. So, as I said before, we'll be focused on just playing footy and wanting to play some hard contested footy. Yeah.
Defenders also talked about, and players as well, talked about the increased expectation after last year. Does that change the vibe at all leading into round one, or is it just not part of it?
No, I think it's still the same. We try and, as Sanders probably said, we'll try and live in the moment and just play the football as it comes.
Probably the windiest conditions we had for the year out there today. Would you be happy if it was like that again tomorrow night?
I'd prefer if it rains. I've got a high ball drop, so when it's windy, it doesn't really hit my foot too well. So I'd prefer if it rained and the wind died off. But look, we train out there a bit when it's windy. We had some hot days that were windy out on Max Bash here as well. So it's just a little adjustment. You just got to be on your game and make that little adjustment.
Brad Crouch is your place. What have you seen in him after a year in the SANFL and his development?
Well, he's pretty much a man already. He doesn't look like a boy. I'm sure if you've seen him walk around, he's got huge shoulders and he's got more facial hair than anyone I've seen through our club. So, look, he's very, very good inside and he's now got that speed to be able to spread outside. And I think having a year in the SANFL, he was able to work pretty hard on those things. So I think he's got a good balance of that inside and outside game.
Now, from a midfielder's point of view, now that you've got Walker as the only obvious target up forward, how does that change the way you go about your delivery? Do you have to be smarter, different?
Well, look, we've still got guys like Shawnee Mack and Josh Jenkins that will play those tall forward roles, and Sammy Jacobs will go down there. So, look, we like moving the ball quickly forward, to give our guys the best opportunity at winning it. And if it's a one-on-one contest, we'll back any of our guys in against anyone.
Because a lot of teams are going to sit on Walker, aren't they?
Yeah, they will, and that's going to be a tough challenge for him this year.
Yeah.
But he's had a great pre-season. He's looking very strong, probably stronger than last year. So I think he'll manage those expectations really well.
Just on Jenkins, has he stepped up, do you think, over this pre-season, and is he ready to take that position?
Yeah, it's been hot, between him and Shawnee McKernan. It's been very, very tough. I know the coaches are having a tough time on who to pick because they're both big, strong lads, and both have had very good pre-seasons. So, look, we expect a lot out of both of them because there's a big hole there to fill, and I think both are ready to step up to the challenge.
I know this is about tomorrow night, but how did you personally deal with last year?
With what, sorry?
With the prelim and the result. How did you handle that?
It's obviously shattering at the time, and it's funny, you lie in bed, it might have been a couple of months after, and the amount of times little thoughts just pop into your mind about what you could have done during the game and what you'd change next time. It's funny how much it actually does pop into your mind. But look, now last month or two, it's just all been solely focused on round one, and there's too much excitement around for round one to think about that.
Are you going to deal with extra attention on yourself and Patrick as well?
Sorry, I didn't missed the first
Extra
one.
attention in terms of, I guess, tagging, and you guys are a bit more well known this season after last year.
Yep, I think Paddy will definitely have his hands full. He's so damaging when he's up and going. But look, that's what was so good about our midfield group last year. We had Scotto Thompson, Danger, Nathan Van Berlo, a whole heap of guys we had a real even contribution. So it wasn't just up to one guy. So if one guy does get shut down, we'll have other guys that pop up and fill the gap.
What's it like dealing with that extra recognition? I guess a lot of the top 50 lists come out this time of year. You're appearing pretty regularly and pretty high. Is it tough dealing with that extra expectation on yourself?
I try not to look into it too much. It's still, I've only played 50 odd games. I'm still only just turned 23. So there's still a lot of improvement I see in my game, and there's a lot of stuff I've done over the off season to help fast track my game to try and get, I suppose, continually get better and to match it with those elite players.
Jason Pleasure, how do you look at it, the Ginger, or?
No, pretty good, I think. He moved well on our main session the other day, and he's trained fine out there. I think he'd be pretty right, Chase.
You happy with your work-life balance? Would you like a few extra weeks off start of pre-season?
Happy with?
Coming in, if they're going to delay the start of pre-season, would you think that's a good idea, or are you happy with it sort of starting a bit earlier?
Oh no, I'm happy starting wherever. Yeah, it's wherever it starts, as long as that pre-season isn't too long. That's when it starts to get tough. It's a really long pre-season. We had probably a couple of less weeks as it was, and it's a real grind. But you get through it, and you just look forward to playing games. So the sooner the games are, the better.
But it doesn't feel too long at the moment?
No, it doesn't.